Driving over to work this morning, pulled over because my mind is racing. I want to start this new year off the right way, 2024. We're not quite there yet, but we're in preparation. So the goal is 2024, so we're looking ahead. Teaching is such a big part of my life. I've been teaching full-time now since 2006. It's getting ready to be 2024. You can do the simple math on that. Experience-wise, 1,000 lessons a year, maybe. I have an exact number because I keep track of every lesson. But here's the point. Let's get to the chase very quickly, because videos are coming where I'm going to elaborate on all of this. But first things first. Why take a lesson? Why? Why take a golf lesson? Because you want to get better. You want information that is going to help you play better golf. I guess. I mean, you can comment. Anybody can comment on my comments and tell me why am I taking golf lessons? Why am I doing this? Why? Because, I mean, first of all, when I was younger and I took my golf lessons with my coaches, and I've had several, I took them because I wanted to get better, because they're going to give me information that I can work on that's going to make me a better player. Simple as that. Otherwise, why do it? Why take a lesson? Okay, so first things first, you need to find what? Who do you need to get? Somebody to give that lesson. You need a coach. Well, if you're taking a lesson, you have to do your own homework on the coach. So, who is the coach? How much experience? I mean, I'm not saying me, but how much experience does each coach have? Do they have a method? Yeah, I've got plenty of methods. I've got about 100 because I study from lots of different teachers, not just one teacher. I won't go into that because the story is actually pretty endless. So I became a PGA member in 2006 is when I got my membership. See, I'm already screwing things up. I got my PGA membership in 2001, 2001. When did I start teaching? Well, I started teaching when I got in the business in 1997. And I was an apprentice teaching and running tournaments and doing all of that. And then I got my PGA membership after I did all my apprenticeship in 2001. Started teaching full-time in 2006. So anyway, I'm getting off my point. Do I have a method? No, I don't have a method. I have lots of methods. I cater to the student that I have, depending on what the student needs. Okay, so let's go back. You got to find the right coach. You have to find the coach that understands enough and has hung around the right people to learn, and also the coach that isn't afraid to keep learning because they want to help you get better. The right coach is going to save you time, because they're going to tell you what to work on, how to work on it, what happens to the ball flight when you don't do it right or you do it wrong. So you have to understand the ball flight laws in order to fix the cause of the problem. So if the golf ball does this, well, what's the main cause of that problem? Okay. See, I can ramble and ramble and ramble, because all this stuff, everything's interconnected, just like your golf swing. One thing leads to another. If you don't do this, then you get that. You need a good coach. You need a coach. Now, you have to have, since we're on time, well, you have to have time to work on what the coach explains. Okay, so if he says, hey, do this, you're going to go, why? Why should I do that? Okay, well, here's why. Because it's going to take care of, the coach better do a good job of explaining why he wants you to do it. Now, if you understand then you are more likely to do it. So if you understand, if the coach does his job of explaining, here's why I want you to do it, and you understand and that makes sense, and you can say, I can see the benefit of me making this change to do it, then you have to commit yourself to do it. Once you commit yourself to do it, and you know how to do it, you have to know what exercises and drills you need to do to accomplish what your body needs to do, because your mind can know what to do, but the question is can your body do it? And, well, quite frankly, your mind is going to say, yeah, but that doesn't feel right. Your body's going to say it doesn't feel right. Your mind's going to say, I know what I want to do, but your body's saying, nah, I don't want to do that. Well, why? Because, quite frankly, every individual's trained their body to do what it currently does. So it has a habit. The body has a habit of doing what it naturally wants to do. So you have to break the habit of what it's currently doing, which means you have to do drills and training. You have to train your body to make the new corrections. And in the interim of doing that, your feel and everything with the golf club is going to be different. So what's the ball flight going to do? Who cares? Doesn't matter. What difference does it make? So the ball flight will eventually take care of itself once you commit yourself to the drills and making the changes. Okay, well, let me use a different example for a moment. Can you play ice hockey if you don't know how to skate? No. First thing you got to do is learn how to skate. Okay? If you want to do motocross, if you want to ride a motorcycle and jump a ramp and compete with the other guys riding them, the first thing you got to do is learn to ride a bike. Because you can't ride a motorcycle until you ride a bike. So, and then, anyway, the analogies go on and on and on. You can find, it's like, well, you can't play tennis unless you can run, because you got to move from place to place to be able to get there. You know, you can just think of the analogies and the examples. Well, golf is no different. I don't know why it's not explained in a way that you have to understand it. You got to walk before you can run. You got to run before you can leap, etc., etc. So, drills and the training process, you have to train. And yeah, it's nice sometimes if we can take the ball flight away, because who cares about the ball flight for a minute once you start to fix the causes of the problem? All right, so understanding, doing the drills, doing the training. So the golf coach now has to do a good thing of what? He has to give you time to adjust and make a change, a significant change. Okay? So if you take a lesson, probably most people, now I have students that come every week. Well, why? Well, because they need credits for school or whatever, and they're really working on it diligently with me. So I have one, for example, one student, he's a sophomore now, and he comes every week religiously for his lesson. Okay, so we're not doing the same thing every week, but I am keeping an eye on him, and we're practicing. So we're doing a visual practices. I want to make sure he's practicing the right way, and we do tweaks every week. So we're just constantly working on things and making it better. Okay, but now the average person, I get it. You have lives, things get in the way. You're not going to come every week for a lesson, nor I probably don't want you to. I need The best thing, though, is that when you leave the lesson, let's just say, we'll just use 3 weeks or a month. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You take the lesson. You need time to practice, rehearse, and make a significant adjustment to the change. Another thing that I like to say is, if I'm saying, hey, I want you to make this change and I want you to do it exactly this way, well, it's not going to happen exactly that way. You're just not going to do it exactly your way. So if your way is this way and my way is this way, let's start to eventually kind of meet somewhere here in the middle, so that you just don't do it your way. And you might not do it perfectly my way, but we start to come together and meet here in the middle. That's progress. That's what we want to do. We gradually work in the same direction, little by little. So I think in a lot of ways, too, the coach has to be comfortable with saying things like that and saying, hey, I'm going to ask you to do this. You're not going to do it perfectly my way because you're comfortable doing it your way, but we're going to meet somewhere in the middle. Let's find a happy medium. All right. So some scribble scrabble, but it's good. I like writing this stuff down and kind of jotting things out because it's the easiest way to see it, explain it, understand it. And if you understand it, then we can do better jobs of adjusting and making the changes from old habits.